بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الفصل الثاني. عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال لما نزلت هذه الآية والذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة، الآية كبر ذلك على المسلمين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن ابن عباس رضي ابن عباس قال لما نزلت هذه الآية, when this verse was revealed, والذين يكنزون الذهب, those people who hoard gold والفضة and silver, كبر ذلك على المسلمين, that was difficult upon the Muslimin. Why was it difficult upon the Muslimin? Luqman, you tell me, why was it difficult to the Muslimin? Why, when this verse was revealed, those people who hoard gold and silver, كبر ذلك على المسلمين, it was hard upon the Muslims. Think about it. You can check the Shara, no problem. You can check the Asha, no problem. Doesn't matter. Tell me why. Why did they find it hard? Kabura al-Muslimin, if the people of the online now, they can say, why did they find it hard? لماذا كبر هذا الأمر ولما نزل هذه الآية والذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة, لماذا كبرت هذه الآية على المسلمين? Check your Shara, check your Hasha even. Nothing. What you say? Why it was hard?
So they fear the punishment of keeping it. So they got the clarification.
What you say is right, but you must. The main thing is, they thought when this verse was revealed, they said you can't keep any extra gold and so mutlaqan, you can't keep anything extra. You must live hand to mouth. What they thought it means? Like if you got money today, you spend it out today and you give the extra. You get money tomorrow, you must spend it out and you must give the extra. That's what it means. Like you can't keep anything extra. But that's not what the verse means. What the verse means, hoarding refers to, in Islam, when we speak about hoarding refers to where you keep money but you got extra money. In obviously in the time of Nabi Sallallahu, they spoke about gold, they spoke about silver, or in our context you speak about rands, dollars, dinars, whatever. But hoarding in our context, in a Shari context, means you keep the money but you do not pay the zakat. You keep the money but you not help the poor. You understand what I'm saying? Yusuf, you understood now? So Sahaba Ikram, when this verse was revealed, وَالَّذِينَ يَكْنِزُونَ الذَّهَبَ وَالْفِضَّةَ, those people who hoard gold and they hoard silver, they thought it means that like mutlaqan, you can't keep any extra money. Any extra money got, you must dispose of it in charity. And that's not what the verse means. The verse, Islam allows you to keep extra money. That's why you have the whole institution of zakat, that you have to pay zakat. So Islam allows you to keep extra money, million rand, billion rand, trillion rand, you can also keep it, right? But so long as you pay zakat, then it doesn't fall within the ambit of the prohibition of this verse. You understood that? You understood, fahim, Marco? So Sahaba Ikram, when this verse was revealed, they thought this was a mutlaq blanket prohibition for keeping any extra money. Yusuf, you understood that? So see there. Now listen to it, see that. Now you see, لما نزلت هذه الآية, when this verse was revealed, والذين يكنزون الذهب, for those people who hoard gold and silver, كبر ذلك على المسلمين. This was hard, it was difficult upon the Muslimin because they thought, that it is a general prohibition for keeping anything extra. فقال عمر, as Umar said, أنا أفرج عنكم. Don't worry, I will try to unravel this whole thing for you. فانطلق, he went. فقال أنا يا نبي الله, he said, يا نبي الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, right? كبر على أصحابك هذه الآية, right? Allah Ta'ala, this the verse is difficult upon Kabura, Ya Nabi Allah, inna Kabura ala ashabika hadil ayah. This verse is very difficult upon your companions. They thinking it means you can't keep any extra money, right? Carry on, read.
فقال عمر أنا أفرج عنكم. فانطلق فقال يا نبي الله إنه كبر على أصحابك هذه الآية. فقال إن الله لم يفرض الزكاة.
فرض يفرض, فرض يفرض, what you get up? You want يفرض? يفرض, okay. So
الزكاة إلا ليطيب ما بقي من أموالكم.
yeah. So the Nabi explained now that the verse doesn't mean you can't keep any extra money, you can't save up for 50,000, you can't save up for 100. That's not what it means. What it means is فإن الله لم يفرض لم يفرض الزكاة. Allah Ta'ala did not make for a zakat إلا ليطيب ما بقي من أموالكم, except that ليطيب, you will purify what remains. That was after you pay your zakat, and whatever you had 100,000 rand, right? You pay the zakat, the annual zakat, you pay on it. After you pay the zakat of it, the 2.5%, you pay the 2,500. Or you had jewelry, a lady had jewelry, she had bangles, gold, she worked out the gold content, she paid the market value, zakat, etc., etc. And then after that, that money is 100% halal for you. That money is not a burden for you. That money is not a burden for you. It is 100% halal for you. If you die, you won't be considered to be a person that hoarded wealth. You won't be punished on Qiyamah Day where the wealth will say ana maluk, ana kanzuk, and all those things. There is what I'm saying. Carry on. Although this is a separate subject, we'll discuss it at the later stage. The Sharia doesn't really encourage you to. Yes, it is permissible to keep the extra money, but Sharia doesn't. I'll discuss this. There's another hadith coming there. Sharia doesn't encourage you to hoard the money. Sharia encourages you to engage the money. And if you can't engage the money yourself, then Sharia has given mechanisms to engage the money. Like you have, look at me, you have mudarabat, you have musharakat. You take the money, you go to somebody, you tell him, look here, I've got 10,000 rand. Let's do some business. I can't do the business. I'm busy. I'm teaching in the madrasa. You buy potatoes and you sell here on the street. You must give me my capital back, and we split the profits, right? Mudarab. But unfortunately, the truth of the matter today, most of the people are scalams. And the worst people are the Muslims. And sad, but unfortunate, sad to say, sad to say, in Islam, there's beautiful mechanisms of empowering people through you'll do this, inshallah. You'll do it in Mishkaat and you'll do it in your Saysita. You get Mudarabat, you get Mushakara, you get Muhakala, Muzakana. You have land, but you are unable to work on the land. You are old or whatever, or you don't have the strength. You give the land to a poor person, you give him the seas, and then you split the profits. So that is one of the reasons, that is one of the hikmats, one of the wisdoms behind zakat also, that if you just keep your gold, whatever, your silver, every year you pay 2,500 to 2.5%, that it diminishes, isn't it? It gets lesser, and also inflation today. You have inflation, things become more expensive. So Shariat wants you to engage it well. Shariat wants you to what? To use that money and empower poor people. But in our age, I don't know. I don't know if you can encourage anybody to do that, because I can unfortunately tell you the sad reality of the matter is 90% of the Muslims are scalams. If you get a Muslim where you tell him, yeah, there's 20,000 rand, we're going to do business, you can buy potatoes, onions, or you can buy anything and sell it. I can tell you with certainty, 90% of the time that person is going to rob you. 90% of the time that person is going to knock you. That's why the hadith said that in previous times, being honest was the rule, right? Eh? Everybody was honest. and the dishonest person was the exception. But the hadith said time will come where an honest person will be the exception to the rule. You say, hey, go there to that place, there you'll find one honest person. And I can tell you, we've come to that time. Now, 90% of the people are scalloped, and you get 10% of the people are honest. We've come to that time. But other than that, if we were living in a society where people were honest, uprighteous, then this was the perfect way. And you don't need banks, and you don't need all this other riba institutes and all this stuff. Because if somebody needs to start a business, we go to a person with extra money. Okay, we're going to buy and sell cars. I got 100,000 rand. I got 200,000 rand. Whatever profit we make, we're going to split the profit 20, 50 or whatever. It was an ideal means of empowering a poor person. It was the ideal means of engaging your capital also, right? But as I said, unfortunately, today most people, and in particular the Muslims, are the biggest scallops around. But anyway, carry on. So,
وإنما فرض الموارث وذكر كلمة لتكون لمن بعدكم. فقال فكبر عمر ثم قال له ألا أخبرك بخير ما يكنز المرأة. المرأة الصالحة إذا نظر إليها سرته، وإذا أمرها أطاعته، وإذا غاب عنها حفظته.
Okay, so this part here, وإنما فرض المواريث. That's how I will explain you. I'll just give the translation for the timing. I'll explain to you what it means now here, right? وذكر كلمة, then he mentioned the word لتكون لمن بعدكم, that it will be from after you. فقال, I will explain you this here. قال فكبر عمر. And as Umar was happy with the reply that Nabi Sallam gave, right? He made takbir, right? فكبر عمر فقال, he said, ألا أخبرك بخير ما يكنز المرء. You're speaking about, this is called, people done this in Balagh, Uslubul Hakim. When somebody asks you a question, but you don't answer the question directly, but you draw his attention to something more important. You know what is the best wealth a person can have? A man, you know what's the best wealth he can have? ألا أخبرك بخير ما يكنز المرء. المرأة الصالحة. The best wealth you can have is a pious, righteous wife. إذا نظر إليها سرته. That such a woman, when you look at her, then you feel happy. That this. Obviously, when a woman is courteous, she's obliging, she's not rude, she's not foul-mouthed, etc. When the husband look at her, he feels happy, right? وَإِذَا أَمَرَهَا أَطَاعَتْهُ. When she requests something from him, then what she does, she accedes to his request, right? وَإِذَا غَابَ عَنْهَا. When he's not there, he's out in work, or he's gone in jihad, or he's gone on a business expedition. حَفِظَتْهُ. This could mean several things. She protect his wealth, whatever he left behind, or she protect her chastity. Her husband is not here now, he's gone out in Jamaat, or he's gone out in jihad, or he's gone on a business expedition. So now she don't get up to mischief. She's not busy with some other nonsense. So it could refer to that, or it could also refer to that she looks after his wealth. Okay, so quickly, I told you that Nazarat. So I told you initially, Sahaba Ikram thought this verse means that you can't collect any wealth in anything whatsoever. If you make jama of any wealth, it's going to be a problem for you. Then as Umar radiallahu ta'ala went and he spoke to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, it's not a general mutlaq prohibition for gathering wealth. Because as I said, the fact that Islam has given the institution of zakat shows you that you can gather wealth, but just you must give the necessary sadaqat, you give the charity sadaqah, you give the zakat, you do the qurbani, you pay the fitra, you do the hajj, etc. And also, like if you have needy family members, you assist them, etc., right? So I told you that wealth that is muzakka. Look here. Zakka, yuzaki means to purify, right? Zakka, yuzaki. So the wealth which is muzakka, which has been purified. How is it being purified, Yusuf? through the medium of discharging the necessary charities. That is not yakni, that it doesn't come under the hukum of يكنزون الذهب والفضة. You understood that? فهمت ما أقول؟ المال المزكى يعني المال الذي قد أديت الزكاة عنها وأديت الصدقة عنها وضحيت عنها. You gave the food. Then it's not والذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة refer to that money which you're gathering, but you're not paying the charity on it. You're not paying the necessary charity. فهمت? So the warning is for that one there, right? Are you with me? So that's why Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala was very happy. That's why takbir, he made takbir that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam explained the way out for them. It is not that you can't gather anything as well. So see here, this وَإِنَّمَا فَرَضَ الْمَوَارِيثَ. What does it mean here? Does he say, look here, if it was that you can't keep any extra money, then there will be no inheritance. The fact that Allah Ta'ala said that when you die, the wife must get 1/8, the boys will get double what the girls get, etc., etc. What does that show you? What does that show you? Yusuf, what does it show you? The fact that Allah Ta'ala has given you the laws of inheritance, what does that show you, Yusuf? The fact that Allah Ta'ala has given you the laws and you seek Allah, what does that show you? Luqman, what does that show you? That you are allowed to leave some wealth when you pass away. That's why even there's a hadith where one Sahabi, he wanted to make bequest for when he passed away, that money must go to the poor people. So he was bequesting for more than 1/3. He was like saying like half of his wealth was going charity. So then Nabi said, no. So then he said, okay, 1/3, you'll do this hadith. I don't know if you've done it already. So Nabi said, okay, 1/3, but still it's a lot. He said, okay, وَثُلُثُ كَثِير. You can bequest 1/3, and when I die, 1/3 of my wealth must go to my other Sufa madrasa, because I studied there. So 1/3 of my. So Nabi said, وَثُلُثُ كَثِير. 1/3 is a lot. But okay, it's all right. And then Nabi said, you mustn't pass away, then you leave your children yatakaffafu, that they are stretching their hands out to other people. You had wealth, Allah Ta'ala bless you with wealth. You gave all your wealth away in your lifetime, and when you die, your children, they are stretching their hands out to other people. That will cause resentment in their heart for you as a deceased parent. See, my father gave everything away, he left nothing for us. So that's what they say here in this ibarat. The fact that Islam and Sharia has said that there is laws of inheritance shows you that you are allowed to keep wealth. You are allowed to leave wealth for your progeny when you die. So as long as you gave all the relevant charities. So you understood that. So you now follow, see. لِيُطَيِّبَ مَا بَقِيَ مِنْ أَمْوَالٍ وَإِنَّمَا فَرَضَ الْمَوَارِيث. And verily, Allah only made what's this? Inheritance necessary, that shows that you can leave wealth when you pass away. A woman can leave jewelry, etc., etc. Right? وَذَكَرَ كَلِمَةً لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ بَعْدَكُمْ. So as Umar is saying here, or one of the Rawis is saying that this is what, just remember this. He mentioned something. Yani Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned something that will be a lesson for those who come after, but I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. So you understood what it means. He mentioned وَذَكَرَ كَلِمَةً لَتَكُونَ مِمَنْ بَعْدَكُمْ. He mentioned something that can be a lesson for everybody after me, but I forgot what it was. But I'm not gonna take a chance, right? and say what it was, right? That's what that part of the hadith there means. Then he goes on to say, then فَكَبَّرَ Umar made takbir. Why? Because he was so happy that now that there's not so much restriction in Islam, right? فَكَبَّرَ عُمَرُ فَقَالَ أَلَا أُخْبِرَ النَّاسَ. Umar said, let me explain you on something which is the best wealth a person can have. You can have all the wealth in the world, but if you don't have a good wife, etc., etc., then it means nothing. Your life will be a living hell. There's another hadith that says, Ashumu fi thalathatin. But look, we'll do that. We translate like bad luck is in three things: in your house, in your wife, and in your vehicle. And ulama explained it to me that when these three things are not right in your life is not comfortable, your life is not nice. But anyway, we'll do that when we come there. Read the next hadith, inshallah.
وعن جابر بن عتيك رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سيأتيكم ركيب مبغضون فإن جاءوا
مبغضون فيأتيكم ركيب مبغضون. What you got? أبغض يبغض مبغضون. Okay, that also. So that's from أفعل يفعل scale. مبغضون, and I'm telling you بغض مبغضون. Okay, so same meaning. You also got مبغضون. Okay, carry on. مبغضون, sorry.
فإن جاءوكم فرحبوا بهم وخلوا بينهم وبين ما يبتغون فإن عدلوا فلأنفسهم وإن ظلموا فعليهم وأرضوهم فإن تمام زكاتكم رضاهم وليدعوا لكم رواه أبو داود.
Okay, so what this hadith is saying here, see, وعن جابر بن عتيق, narrated on the authority of Jabir ibn Atiq, he said, قال رسول سيأتيكم ركيب مبغضون. A rukayb means like a small group of disliked people. So the people that come collect the zakat, why will they be disliked? Why are they disliked? Tell me why are they disliked? Loud? Because look here, naturally a person is attached to his wealth. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, زين للناس حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة. Naturally, طبعا, you are attached to your wealth. You don't want to part with it. So when they come, you say, oh, yeah, these guys come again, I have to give, right? So in that sense of the word, in that sense, you don't like them because they come in to take something away from you, right? But despite you disliking it, you having a natural tabi'i, you have a tabi'i dislike. But despite that, don't let your emotions get the better of you. You let your intelligence govern you rather, right? Every man, you're controlled by your emotions and you're controlled by your intelligence, right? فَإِذَا جَاءُكُمْ, when they come to you, فَرَحِّبُوا بِهِمْ, welcome them, right? Because they are the waqt of Allah Ta'ala, right? They come from the government. وَالسُّلْطَانُ ظِلُّ اللَّهِ فِي الْأَرْضِ, right? فَإِذَا جَاءُكُمْ فَرَحِّبُوا بِهِمْ وَخَلُّوا بَيْنَهُمْ وَبَيْنَ مَا يَبْتَغُونَ, and clear the road between them and between what they are seeking. In other words, they've come to fetch the zakat on your amwal zahira, like your cattle. They never come to fetch zakat on your cash because that's amwal batina. Amwal batina, that is your responsibility to discharge. They don't know how much cash you got, how much silver you got, etc. Right? So وَخَلُّوا بَيْنَ وَبَيْنَ مَا يَبْتَغُونَ, leave them, let them take. So فَإِنْ عَدَلُوا, whilst Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did advise them, look, he advised them that don't take the person's best wealth, because when you take the best wealth, you're going to create nafrat in their heart. But he's telling you, the owner, look here, if they are just with you, then فَلِأَنفُسِهِمْ, then it's to their benefit. They're not answerable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? That's alhamdulillah, they've done the duty to the best of the ability. But وَإِنْ ظَلَمُوا, if they oppress you, if they take more than what they're supposed to take, or if they're taking your best wealth and they're taking your prized wealth, then don't worry. Don't worry. فَعَلَيْهِمْ, they're going to answer on Qiyamah Day. They'll have to answer. You're not going to answer. You understand what I'm saying? Like you say, I don't worry what he do to me, that guy. He can swim, he can abuse me, but I know that Allah Ta'ala is watching, Allah Ta'ala is seeing. I leave him to Allah Ta'ala. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to cause friction. I'm not going to cause friction unnecessary. Fight with this person because he stole my money. He abused me. I don't worry. Allah Ta'ala sees. Allah Ta'ala knows. Allah Ta'ala will sort it out. So same thing. He's saying, look here. If they come, now you fight with him and say, hey, no, you're taking more than you're supposed to take. Why are you only taking my best animal? You're taking my prize animal. Don't worry about that. Leave that. Just give it to them. Don't worry. It's not the end of the story. It is not the end of the story. Right? وَإِنْ ظَلَمُوا فَعَلَيْهِمْ. They will answer for it. Leave them. Like I was saying, وَأُفَوِّضُ أَمْرِي إِلَى اللَّهِ. Right? وَأَرْضُوهُمْ. Make them happy. If they, whatever they want, even if they take extra, even according to your understanding, they think extra. وَأَرْضُوهُمْ. Right? فَإِنَّ تَمَامَ زَكَاتِكُمْ رِضَاهُمْ. The completion, the perfection of your zakat is when they are happy. Right? So give them. If they oppress, they will answer. وَلْيَدْعُوا لَكُمْ. Right? وَلْيَدْعُوا لَكُمْ. And when they are happy, they're going to make dua for you. Yes, if they oppress you, then it's against them on Qiyamah Day. You understood? Kumara is the stop there. You continue tomorrow. Go to your class. Go to your class. I will send it just now. Then you naughty. You don't stop with your nonsense. We already had this discussion about the vapes.